So it's the day of the fight. Canelo versus Khan. Now, there are some people out there who maybe are relatively new to the sport of boxing, who haven't been following it for several decades. It might only be a few years have been following boxing. And some of these people are asking the question, if Khan beats Canelo, will it be one of the biggest upsets of all time? Well, Khan's trainer Virgil Hunter certainly doesn't think so. He's saying that he don't think it will be a particularly big upset if Khan wins, and I 100% wholeheartedly agree with that. Upsets like Douglas beating Tyson, even Holyfield beating Tyson, McCall beating Lennox Lewis, even if you go back to a welterweight fight, Lloyd Hunnigan beating Don Curry. Some people have said, I think even Khan himself said, I think one of the press kind of put the words in his mouth a little bit, but even Khan and the press were talking about Khan Canelo, if Khan was to pull off the victory, it being similar to Lloyd Hunnigan beating Don Curry, because obviously Hunnigan was a British fighter and he went over to America and beat Don Curry. It wouldn't be anywhere near as big an upset as that. At the time when Lloyd Hunnigan beat Don Curry was ranked by many people, if not most, as the number one pound for pound fighter in the sport. And he was undefeated. He wasn't a guy like Canelo with several controversial decisions on his record, and with a loss, a comprehensive loss. That wasn't Don Curry. And Lloyd Hunnigan was not as big a name, even in the UK, but certainly worldwide, as Amir Khan is. Amir Khan is a much bigger name than Lloyd Hunnigan was at the time when he fought Donald Curry. And we know Canelo's limitations. We know Khan's strengths. We've seen both of those, and we've seen Khan's limitations too. So if Khan was to beat Canelo, it would be a mild upset. Historically speaking, a relatively mild upset. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. The reason why I'm picking Canelo is not just because of Khan's chin and lack of physical strength and all that type of stuff. No, it's also because Canelo has a lot of political favor in boxing. Dwyer has just made a video about it. It was either today or yesterday, where he said that Canelo is a judge's favorite. And I could not agree more. He is. He's somebody who the judges are always trying to give the benefit of the doubt to in rounds that are even remotely close. They're trying to give them to Canelo. And even if you think he beat Miguel Cotto legitimately, even if you think he beat Austin Trout legitimately, Erislan Lara, etc., you can't justify the scorecards. Even Floyd Mayweather, who thought that Canelo beat Miguel Cotto, he said those scorecards were BS. Okay, obviously one of the judges in the Canelo Mayweather fight had it a draw, which is incredible. So even if Khan, and in my mind, Khan does have abilities that could give Canelo all types of problems. He's got speed, hand speed, foot speed. We don't know what his foot speed in particular is going to be like at this higher weight. It remains to be seen. To me, he does look a bit fleshy at this higher weight. He don't look chiseled to me at all. He don't look, particularly like a fully fledged 155 pounder. Even though that's not a weight division in itself. He don't even look like a fully fledged light middleweight. So we'll have to see what his speed is like at that weight. But nonetheless, if he is still carrying anywhere near the speed that he has at 147, then yeah, he's got tools there, abilities, which could give Canelo all types of problems. Canelo is a low volume guy. That's one of the things that is a potential problem for him against Khan, because Khan throws a lot of shots. And Canelo is not very busy. He tends to go for quality rather than quantity. But if he's got a guy who he's struggling to catch, will he be able to raise his quantity sufficiently? The way that Marcus Maidana was able to walk Khan down and throw a lot of punches, and he eventually caught up to him in that 10th round, nearly got him out of there. Canelo's probably going to be relying on timing the way Danny Garcia did. But what if Khan don't play into his hands? You know, there are so many variables here. Again, I'm still going to go with a Canelo win, either by knockout, decision, or even controversial decision. I just feel whatever way the fight goes, I find it difficult to imagine that Canelo won't be the guy having his hand, having his arm raised at the end. Worst case scenario for Canelo, I could see maybe a draw. Canelo, you know, and Khan fighting to a draw. That's conceivable in my mind. But whatever happens in this fight, if Khan, no, let me just erase what I just said there. If Khan wins this fight, yeah, it won't be a massive upset. It wouldn't shock me at all to see Khan win the fight on points. One thing that would shock me is if Khan knocked Canelo out. That's what would shock me. Yeah, that would shock me. Khan winning the fight, I mean, he would have to box Canelo's head off comprehensively for 12 rounds. Then him getting a decision, like him winning the fight, him beating Canelo in the eyes of the fans would never shock me. But him getting a decision would surprise me. I have to say that. If Khan gets a decision, I'd be surprised. But in terms of him winning the fight and deserving to win it, no, I wouldn't be surprised. Because, as I say, Canelo is a good fighter, but he's not that good. He has limitations. He knows his limitations, hence why he's not stepping up to his natural weight of 160 to fight Triple G. So it is what it is. Let me know what you think about this fight, people. It's fight day. What are your final thoughts on this? Who are you picking? Are you going to go with Khan to pull the upset? A lot of people seem to be going with Khan. There seems to be a lot of late money on Amir Khan, as you might expect. But other people are saying, nah, man, Canelo's going to be too big and strong. Most of the British press, from what I've seen, they're going with Canelo to stop Amir Khan. And you can't, you know, again, both guys have got the ability to win this fight. Khan does have the speed to, the speed and the volume to counteract or to take advantage of Canelo's slow feet and low volume. But then again, Canelo's got the punching power. And Canelo is not necessarily a massive puncher at his weight. But against a small guy like Amir Khan, I think he'll be a devastating puncher. You know, we've seen Khan flattened at lightweight, flattened at junior welterweight, and also get dropped and hurt badly at welterweight. Or, well, it was a catch weight against Julio Diaz, but he was nearly welterweight anyway. So either way, we've seen Khan hit and hurt by much smaller guys, and I've got no doubt. In fact, that's another thing that would shock me. If Khan is able to take flush, full-blooded punches from Canelo on the chin and not get hurt or not go down, that would shock me. Canelo, as I say, not necessarily a massive puncher for his weight, but, you know, fighting the smaller guys like a Khan, I think it will be like Mike Tyson in there in terms of his punching power. So these are my final thoughts, people. Drop your final thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel. Who are you picking, Canelo or Khan? I got Canelo in this one. Let me know who you got. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.